In the newscast, we told you about new developments in the Michael Dunn trial. He's accused of shooting and killing 17-year-old Jordan Davis at a Southside gas station last year. Today, Judge Russell Healy denied a request from Dunn's defense to let the jury visit the gas station where Davis was shot. The judge said that there would be logistical problems with transporting the jury safely. Now, the judge also denied the defense's request to keep the victim's family out of the courtroom except for when they're testifying. Healy did grant one request from the defense that bans people from wearing anything in the courtroom that shows support for Davis. Joining us tonight is Jacksonville attorney Justin Stevens to give us a little bit more insight into today's developments. Thanks for coming in tonight.
My pleasure.
What surprises you the most about what happened in court today?
Quite frankly, none of the rulings surprised me at all. Each are in line with previously held precedent pertaining to each one of these issues.
As far as making these requests asked to take a jury to the alleged crime scene, is that normal? Is that commonplace?
The requests are relatively rare, and if you think about it, it does create logistical issues. For instance, going to a public gas station and then asking the jurors, who are only supposed to consider things that are placed into evidence in front of them within the confines ordinarily of a courtroom that's a controllable environment, then to expect all the same control still to be available in a public space when really the benefit of going to something like that can be minimized through the inclusion of photographs or any other types of evidence that can easily be put forward in a courtroom.
And why would the defense want the jurors to go there to the scene where it all took place?
I would imagine that they'd want to be able to convey what Michael Dunn would have been seeing on that evening, you know, from a particular vantage point, what he could perhaps have seen within the vehicle that Jordan Davis was in, because of course he's going to be presenting a defense that he saw a gun inside of that car.
Okay, the defense also had a request granted that the victim's family can't wear any T-shirts that say R.I.P. Jordan or anything like that. How does that play a role in the trial?
Well, certainly you do not want the jurors to be in any way intimidated or influenced by anything taking place in the gallery of the courtroom. In fact, there was a case that took place here in Duval County in 2009 in which police officers were shot at. The police filled the gallery, and then the defendant was ultimately convicted, and it came back on appeal because the courts looking at this feel as though jurors could be intimidated into giving a certain type of ruling, whether by sheer number of, say, the officers in that case, or through sympathy of Jordan Davis by seeing his parents wearing, obviously, those types of T-shirts, which is only designed to evoke sympathy.
And the victim's family can stay in the courtroom for the entire duration of the trial. Is that a big blow to the defense?
It's not. And ordinarily, witnesses that are to testify in a trial are excluded from the courtroom. And the idea behind this is that you do not want any of their testimony to be influenced by other witnesses that are testifying. However, given that the next of kin in a homicide case are determined to be victims in and of themselves, they're allowed under the Florida Constitution to remain inside of the courtroom. Thus, they are entitled to those rights as well.
Justin Stevens, thank you very much. Trial today set for February the 3rd.